All right, so what's going on, guys? So I've been talking a lot about news, handling news, and being able to properly discern it. And we're in an hour right now over the last few months and going into this at the end of this year and early into next year, where you have to really be discerning. You have to really put your thinking, your critical thinking cap on. You have to be in prayer and you have to be able to ask the Lord, what is it, Lord, that I need to process? How is it that I need to look at the news? Where is my source of information? And you, as I've been talking about, will be bombarded with various opinions, various things. And some of it is going to be actually false things. Some of it is going to be perceived or twisted. Some things are going to be omitted and not even talked about. And other things are going to be bomb blasted at you. And you have to take that as not the first level. A lot of people, they operate at the first level. And the first level is you look at news, you take it for face value, and then you go and run with it. And you say, well, that's what it is because this person said it, the second or third person said it, and I'm just going to take it for face value. But you have to be operating at not even the second layer, but the third layer. The second layer is a good step forward. But a lot of people, what they do is they'll take the news, they'll see, okay, maybe there's some level of depth that is omitted. Why isn't it that they're giving attention more to this versus that? For instance, right now, for the lawsuits that are going on, a lot of attention was given to Kyle Rittenhouse. Why is there not more attention given to Ghislaine Maxwell? Why is there not more of an open door, transparent case for Jussie Smollett and many other things, right? So those are high profile cases. And you have to wonder, why is it that there's this attention versus that attention? And some of those things with Omicron, with COVID, with vaccines, with a lot of the studies. Why is it that when certain studies come out, it's omitted on certain websites or certain news outlets? Why is it that certain tweets, certain messages are highlighted or not highlighted? So there are those questions that people operate at the second layer. Why is it that some things don't get attention? Why is it that some things do get attention? That's a good start. But then you have to go to the third layer. A lot of people, we don't operate in the third layer, which is that, is it fundamentally, first and foremost, factual? Is it something that is made up? Is it something that was fabricated for the sake of driving a narrative? Was it made up for some reason to get ahead of the news? A lot of things, if you don't see it already, they're trying to get ahead of what's to come. So you got people that are setting up things like the rallies or some of the Trump guys and many, or the supposed Trump followers, the supposed Q followers, the supposed anti-vax people, the supposed vax people, the supposed whatever it is, and they're acting in ways for which, whether it's the FBI, whether it's other hired hands, whatever it is, right? You have to be thinking in a way where, why is it that some of these people, when they go in and they say that they're XYZ people, they're not masked or they are masked or whatever it is. There's a lot of things where you have to do some critical thinking to say, hey, are these people, were they bought out? Were they hired? Are they fabricating something? Jussie Smollett, that's an example right there, right? So you got a lot of different scenarios for which, if you operate at the first layer, obviously you're not in that critical thinking. But if you're in the second layer, it's a good start. But from the third layer, you have to be able to see, what is it that is happening in terms of people getting ahead of the news, people trying to, make up something to downplay something. A lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of groups are getting demonized so that people would say, don't look here, but look over here instead. And so some of these things, I'm not here to tell you what's true or not true. Like I've been saying in this channel, one of the things that people have to get over in this next season is how to process, how to discern information, how to think critically such that you don't get gobbled up by the enemy, that you don't get deceived and you make wrong choices. And so much so that it may affect your health, it may affect your well-being. If you look at it right now, even with the COVID, some of the lockdowns, the show me the papers, the passports, the anti-vax or the vax versus the non-vaccinated, many of these other things. If you're not awake right now and you think this is okay, I'm not going to fight for my freedom, I'm not going to stand for injustice and many of these things, then you are deceived and you are doing something that is against what should be freedom and what should be this movement. And so again, I'm not here to tell you what to do or what you shouldn't do, but your awareness, your understanding, your discernment is something that the Lord wants you to grow in, right? So you can't just be taking things for face value. So here, I'm not here to lecture anybody, but as you pray, as you go into your time with the Lord and going into this next season, I'm warning you. I'm warning you as a fellow brother. I'm warning you even prophetically that there are things that are coming that you need better discernment for. You have to be able to think critically and operate at the second, the third layer. And even though you may not understand something, you may not be able to see something right away. That awareness for it, that ability to think deeper and the possibilities. And again, I'm not trying to advocate, oh, you gotta be some, far whatever conspiracy theorist. You got to be some, whack whatever. And again, some things. What is the difference? What's the delta between a conspiracy theory and conspiracy reality? Some people say it's 6 months. Some people say it's a year. Whatever the reason, it might look and seem crazy, but in the end, when you hear the real stuff, even Trump, right? A lot of things for him this year were vindicated. You had a lot of the Mueller investigation stuff, a lot of, the Steele dossier, many other things, right? Him being vindicated in many ways. A lot of people don't even see that. They don't believe it. And you're in a place where you have a choice. Do you want to believe the truth or do you want to reject it and think what you want to think? And so we're in an hour right now, guys, where you have to be able to pay attention. You have to be able to be open to the truth. You have to be able to be in prayer and discerning. And a lot of things are out there that are misguiding people. And so God bless you guys. It affects you, affects your health, affects your choices, your decision, as well as your country's. Stay optimistic, guys. A lot of things may get worse for a little bit, but it'll only get better. So God bless you, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.